When is it not a bad time to take bad guys out, immobilize them, neutralize them, and feed the good guys? Hey, welcome back to That Ranching Podcast, where you join us around the kitchen table to talk about real topics and real opportunities for folks in the ranching industry. I'm Trevor Greenfield, founder and co-owner of Riomax, and joining me this morning is Daryl Paskewitz and Twain Manning. Daryl, on the side, ranches in the short grass country of southwest Saskatchewan. He was in ranching long before he joined with Rio. Twain, on the other hand, has worked on his grandpa's feedlot since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. So thrilled to have these folks joining us at the kitchen table. The question is, what is Riomune yeast and why would I use it?
Yes, so we have Riomune yeast. That is the yeast that's in the Riomax products, and it's in all of the Riomax formulas. So you may be familiar with the term moss or biomass, brand name, whatever it might be. What we've got is moss along with the Riomune yeast.
So moss might be, well, it stands for non-oligosaccharides, but it would cut a swath that wide, whereas the 5-component Riomune yeast just simply cuts a much wider swath. And it includes the same science or same technology as moss. Moss is part of the Riomune yeast. Daryl, back to the study we did in the lab on Riomune. Can you talk to that, what we saw in terms of tying up?
Yeah, I've been done on both E. coli and salmonella, and within 30 seconds, you can see visually with your eye that you're tying up, and agglutinating is a word we use, that it's rendering the bacteria unabsorbable by the animal. It's not going to affect the animal, even once it's flushed out of the system and back out on the ground. If it's licked up out of the mud or water puddle by another animal, it's already bound to that yeast cell wall.
Deactivated. Yeah. Neutralized. It's pretty awesome technology. And of course, all natural versus using a chemical or a drug approach. Twain, you hear this from more boots on the ground, the kind of questions we get.
Yeah, one of the things that came up, we talk about a lot during calving, and I understand, I'm a bit of a cheapskate, though, as a rancher. I want this to help me through calving, reduce scours, what have you. Now, I want to know why can I just get it out of the tub for the rest of the year? Like, why do you got it in there?
So if I'm understanding your question right, you're like, okay, you see where it fits for scour, helping with scours in calving season, but like, isn't it an extra expense that's in the tubs that you didn't need to use all year round?
That's what
It's a good question. I'm sure many of you have thought the same way. I guess predominantly we do talk about the way it ties up and flushes out bad bacteria. So a big deal in calving and scour season. But that science works every day of the year. When is it not a bad time to take bad guys out, immobilize them, neutralize them, and feed the good guys? I don't care if it's, maybe stress times like calving or breeding or weaning.
Even heat stress.
Stress. So there's, with the Riomune yeast, we do have the immune response. So you're getting an immune response effect. But even if there's zero stress, like no stress at all, why is it a good idea? Because we're tying up and flushing out the bad guys in the digestive system and feeding the good guys. So if nothing else, we're getting a more effective digestion machine. And what that looks like is more milk production, if nothing else.
Yep. Milk production, calf performance gains. And then you come into weaning, you got a calf that its system, like you say, the good guys are out competing the bad guys. It's ready for weaning and what have you, where it does get hit with some stressors and different things, but its system's equipped to handle that. It's not nearly as susceptible to the different diseases.
A nutritionist told me 20 years ago or more, in any system, you want to get competitive inhibition, which means you got more good guys and bad guys. So 51-49. And when you have that balance right, it affects everything in agriculture. I don't care if you're talking about the soil or the rumen of a cow or in a calf, but 51-49. So that's why we're so passionate about tying up the bad guys, feeding the good guys, and keeping that balance. Daryl?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think overall, year-round, you're wanting to maximize the digestive system, which impacts the health and performance of any animal at any stage of production. Whether they're growing, whether it's a mature cow, you want to get the maximum nutrient absorption on everything that's going through that digestive tract to get the weight gain or milk production, whatever stage of production that animal is at.
And I was just speaking with a Zoetis rep recently, and he said when that cow is not fighting the bad guys in terms of internal parasites or scour challenges, it's more of its energy goes towards fetal production or body condition or all the good things. So keeping that balance in check has compounding effects positively for profitability of a ranch. Well, that wraps us up for this morning. As always, we're true to our purpose, and that is driving profitability back to rural North America. Unapologetically, it's who we are, it's what we do. We trust this has been meaningful for you, and don't forget to tune in next Thursday morning. From the kitchen table on That Ranching Podcast, good morning, have a great day.